Hey everybody, welcome to the syllabus explanation video for your Chemistry 1211 lab. Now I'm going to jump right in. We do have an assignment that we're doing on our first day, so I am trying to save as much class time as possible so we have time for questions and all the things. So I wanted to give you a little piece of this video, or a little piece of the syllabus in this video to kind of help direct you through the syllabus. Make sure you're going to pop over and take that syllabus quiz before the due date. So the very first thing I want to show you, you have your semester and your year right here. That's going to be right here. You're going to make sure you're in the right semester and the right year. Your lab right here is going to be listed as the date, the time, the building, and the room number that your class is located. So make sure you see that and you can make it to the right place. I am Samantha Lewis. I am your laboratory coordinator, your instructor for this class. I do have office hours. They are by appointment only. I do offer tutoring 2 days a week, one in the evening and one during the day, and you'll actually have to go in and do a survey on that before the end of class on your first day. So after the first week, once I've seen all the people in all the classes, we'll have a designated evening and a designated full day of tutoring where Zoom appointment will be available all day. So you must be enrolled in your chemistry lecture. If you are struggling with that, just let me know. So materials, we have a lab manual, a lab notebook, and a calculator. Now your lab manual, those are going to be given to you in D2L. You do not have to go buy a lab manual. Your lab notebook is going to be a Microsoft 365 OneNote digital laboratory notebook, and you're going to need a calculator, a TI-30X, a TI-36X, a TI-85, a TI-84. Any of those are going to be good calculators to have. They need to be a minimum of a graphing calculator. So your course grades, your laboratory worksheets, labster simulations, they're going to be worth 50%. There's going to be a weekly lecture. You're going to watch it online before you come in for your lab. You're going to be required to watch it in order to access all the week's lab protocols. Each worksheet of the report page is at the end of the lab section in the lab manual that you're given for the week. They're going to be due by the specific date and time listed in the lab experiment schedule, which I'll show you at the end of the syllabus. They're also in the weekly announcement. They're also in the D2L checklist, and also in the D2L calendar. So you shouldn't be able to miss those. Make sure you look over those things and see exactly how to turn that stuff in. If we do have to have a lobster simulation, we're going to cross that bridge when we get there. Hopefully that won't happen. And your lectures and your quizzes are going to be worth 20%. So the quizzes align with the lecture material. All the videos that I've given you guys, the lab handout readings, everything. They're provided through a platform where you use a digital device in the classroom. You get one attempt. They are timed. It's really not a big deal. It literally comes straight from the reading material. Then you're going to have a midterm and a final. They're both worth 10% of your grade. It's super easy. It's a quick presentation and a fun day to kind of recap on things that we learned throughout the semester. And then, of course, your laboratory notebook. You're going to be required to keep that. Microsoft 365 OneNote. Everybody has access to that through Georgia Highlands. If you're struggling with that, let me know and I will help you. So this day is going to change for everyone, okay? If it is going to be due 2 days before you are due in a lab. So this happens to be Saturday, which means that lab would be on Monday. That means I could try to get those graded before you guys come in so you guys can make sure. If for some reason you do not turn this in before the due date, you are not going to be permitted to come to class, okay? No laboratory notebook by the due date and the due time every week. No experiment, okay? So grading scale, we'll let you look at that. Important dates in case you need them. Our course objectives, please read them. Student learning outcomes, what we hope you're going to walk away with. GHC email is the best way to contact me, slewis@highlands.edu. I get about 48 hours to return those emails. However, I do try to check my email regularly. All right, so let's talk lab safety real quick. We are in a laboratory. There are specific safety issues. We do comply with OSHA regulations. And so these are important things that you need to know, okay? If you do not comply with these safety regulations, you are going to be asked to leave the lab for the day, and you will get a 0 for that week's experiment and lab report. You have to wear your safety goggles, glasses in the laboratory at all times. There's no exceptions. If you do wear contact lenses, you probably shouldn't wear them in lab, but if you do wear contact lenses, come have a conversation with me. Let's talk about it. Now, this is the most important. Students must wear proper clothing in the laboratory. These rules are non-negotiable. You're going to be asked to leave the lab if you're not dressed properly, and you're expected to be dressed on the first day of lab, including long pants that cover the top of your foot. There are no shorts, no crop pants, no skirts, no capris, no ankle cuff pants, no leggings, no yoga pants, okay? They are going to be long pants that cover the top of the foot. Students have to wear closed-toed shoes with socks. If you're exposing your feet, you can't stay. Your long hair has to be pulled back. Now, I do keep brand new hair ties, so if there's a problem with that, let me know. I can't fix everything, but I can fix the hair. And then on days that you have lab, think about your loose-fitting clothing and how you shouldn't wear them. No scarves, no baggy sleeves, no hanging jewelry, all those things. We're going to be playing with fire a little bit, so let's just make sure we're following the rules. Again, this is expected on day 1. If you are not dressed on day 1, you will be asked to leave. You will get a 0 for the day. You should know that there are no makeup labs. There is no food or drink allowed in the laboratory, no chewing gum, no any of the things. We do have tables that sit right outside so you can put all your stuff out there. And then you're responsible for cleaning your area before you leave. I will show you how to do that on day 1. So let's talk about your laboratory. Attendance in the lab is mandatory. You have a 5-minute grace period from the time that your class starts. We will not reopen the door if you're more than 5 minutes late. Do not knock on the door. We are in the middle of either a quiz or finishing our lecture. It is a 0 for the day. There are no makeup labs, okay? That brings me into there are no makeup labs. You cannot make up labs or switch labs. The absences unrelated to COVID-19. You will reach out to our HR team who will give all the logistics about your COVID-19 issues to me, and that's how we'll handle that. So again, there are no makeup labs. You cannot switch a lab. You are responsible for bringing your laboratory notebook and printing your lab procedure if you have to every lab period. I would advise you to print your lab report when you come to lab. If we have enough time at the end when we're done with our experiment, we will tackle some of the problems together, give you a head start and a good understanding of how to get those things done. I will be checking those before you come. And again, if it is not turned in by the date and the time, there's no reason to come to lab. You're going to be asked to leave, and you're going to get a grade of 0. Remember, there are no makeup labs. All your lab reports and your graphs have to be completed individually. If you copy anything, turn in identical graphs in, you're going to get a 0. We're going to follow the protocol for cheating. So that is listed further in the syllabus, and we can talk about that if you need to on an individual basis. So we have guidelines for keeping a digital lab notebook. Now, I will have a video for you that will show you how to get through creating your lab notebook, and that will be in your how-to section in D2L. But I'll give you a quick idea, okay? Your labs need to be in order. The tabs for your labs have to be in order. Worksheets should have their own tabs and come before the tab for the lab. And we have a detailed experiment schedule. I'll show you that when we're done. Your pre-lab are going to be lab handouts and protocols from the lab manual. They're not going to be on your bench or your digital device during your experiment. The only way you're going to be able to access the labs that you need is going to be through your digital device. So you're not going to be able to access the lab report while you're in lab. You can bring your printed report, and that will stay in your bag until we are done, when we can go ahead and do the calculation. So if you fail to follow this rule, dismissal from lab, 0 for the assignment, and you know when your lab notebooks are due. Now this date, again, this day will change according to your assigned lab schedule. So if you have a Wednesday class, your lab notebook would be due on Monday. It is 2 days before, so that I have time to check it and make sure that you have everything that you need. So the pre-lab information for dry labs is going to be posted in D2L, and they're going to be called lab notebook protocols. Okay, you're going to follow each category for each dry labs. They're listed in the digital lab notebook, and you're going to be required to answer all the questions before. Now, pre-labs are the information entered into the notebook before lab, and that's when you turn it in. That's going to include your purpose, your materials, or your chemicals checklist, your procedure, your 5A data, and your real-world application. This explains what all of those things are, okay? And then you have during and after lab. Your 5B data is going to be your record of the data that you're collecting in lab. Your lab report, you're going to put a PDF copy of your completed lab report when you're done with it, and then your pictures and video. You are required to take 5 pictures from your experiment, and any videos, not just the videos I give you, but any videos that you watch to help you figure out the calculations of your lab need to go into the pictures and video. All right, so that's going to be the pre-lab portion and the lab or post-lab portion of your lab notebook. There will be a video. You can check those out. Everything in this syllabus beyond this section is going to be academic integrity, all the copyrights, policies for GHC. There's your COVID-19 policy, so you know how to get through that. If you have any other questions regarding the syllabus, please make sure to reach out to me at slewis, SLEWIS, at highlands.edu. I do not check my D2L email, and so if you send it there, I will never see it. So good luck to you. If you have questions, make sure to reach out, and thanks for watching your syllabus video.